It's not often that a heifer goes live on Saturday. So I am in the studio working and I am um, trying to get some chef coats done, right? I also have an order of hoodies for the same customer and some t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts at that. So we've got quite a bit of work that I need to do this evening, and I thought it would be cool to have you guys work right along with me. All right, so let me make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Hold on, let me, because I also 9 times out of 10 I'll probably be doing the hoodies on the um 15 needle embroidery machine, and then I'll be doing the well, no, I might do the chef coats on the 6 needle. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. How is everyone doing this evening? I'm Eve with the baby's booty. And when I went live, I think it was one day last week or the week before, and I had mentioned the chef coats, and somebody was like, "Hey, I want to see the chef coats," but we ended up processing orders as well as finishing up another order for my cheer team, which was bags and not bags, jackets. So I got the jackets done finally last week. Or what is today? Today is Saturday. I got them done. I think it was Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. At any rate, jackets are done, and so we've been filling orders all week up until yesterday, and so now I'm going back to the chef coats. All right, so I have 2 chef coats that need to be done, and then I have something like 10 hoodies I think that need to be done left. I got to check in the box and see, and I can't even remember how many um long sleeve shirts I got to do, but I'm gonna check in. This is informal tonight, you guys. I was just like, I want to go live. And he was like, "You're going live tomorrow." I know I'm going live tomorrow. But I just felt like working with somebody. So didn't want to work by myself. Hey Laura, how are you? Hey Diane Robinson. Hey Miss Leela Nelson, Miss JB Precious Pieces, Marianne, Gina Goins, Temple BBQ Queens. You got your ice chipper, hunty. Holler. Congratulations. Let me know how you like it. Hey Bruzy. Hey Coretta. Oh, and then my daughter proceeds to call me. I don't understand y'all. But they're not used to me going live on Saturday, so I think that makes sense. But get an embroidery machine. I think a good one is the 5x7 brother. Hello? I'm live, girl. I know you did. See, you trifling. But yeah, call me back later. Bye. Love you too. Crazy thing. I apologize, Laura. So the 5x7 brother embroidery machine, there's brother Innovis, baby lock. Either way, it's a 5x7 embroidery machine. They have one that has sewing in it and one that's just embroidery. Either way you go, you can't go wrong. Both of those embroidery machines are great for a beginner. 5x7 is not too big, but it's not too small either. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't swing that, because I think right now they go for right at 1,000, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check real quick on Amazon, but um, they also have 4x4 embroidery machines that you can swing by most of your Walmarts that have a sewing section. The 4x4 is in there. I love my 4x4s because they are workhorses, but a lot of people feel restricted by that smaller size. There's a ton you could do with a 4x4 embroidery machine. That one runs about 400, 350 to 400. So a lot of it is going to depend on your budget. If you can swing more than 1,000 to 1,200, something like that, sometimes you can go to Joann's. I'm pretty sure it's Joann's, where they have Husqvarna in their store, and they usually have pretty good deals you can get on either like a used or secondhand machine. I think that's what Marilyn did. I think something. I know she went to the Joann's thingy and talked to the people, and they gave her a good deal. Whether it was brand new or not, I'm not 100% sure. So I probably shouldn't have mentioned that. But if I'm remembering correctly, it was. It was secondhand. But at any rate, refurbished. That's the word I'm trying to say, not secondhand. Refurb. But they gave her a good deal, and she can do 6x10 embroidery size hoop. So sometimes you can swing a good deal depending upon where you go and what you're looking for. But I know hands down, just about everybody that's gotten the 5x7 seems pretty satisfied with it. Anything you buy, you're going to have some technical snafus type situation. Not every machine from every person is going to be 100% and never break down. So don't, get all bent out of shape. But if you're paying money, make sure you get a warranty from someone. That's pretty much the rate I'm going to suggest. So that's what I would say to do is the 5x7. Hey, Merlinda, how are you? Looking forward to seeing you next weekend, I believe is what it is. Hey, Precious Pieces. Dimps. Hey, Dimps, are you free? Did they let my people go today? Hey, Jacqueline Martinez. Miss JB says So Back Direct is a good place to look also. Okay, let's check both of them out real quick. And then I'm going to go work on these chef coats because they need to be done ASAP. Okay, so what did we say? We said I'm just gonna type in 5x7 embroidery machine. All right, and so the first thing I pull up is a Brother PE 800, which I think is what I have under there. I think that's the 800. Pretty sure it is. And it is $879.99 on Amazon. And then there's an SE 1900, which SE means sewing and embroidery. Um, and it is 5x7, and it's $1,099 right now. It's more because it's both a sewing machine and an embroidery machine. But if you get the PE 800, it's strictly embroidery. So if you already have a sewing machine that you love and use and it works great, then you can easily just get the embroidery only machine and save some bucks. And then there's the P900, which is the newest of the new. And it comes with some extra stuff on Amazon, and that's embroidery only, but it comes with some extra stuff. And oh shoot, it said it cuts jump stitches. No, they did not upgrade. I'm surprised. That's what's up. But it is $11.60 basically. So $1,160 on Amazon. So that's them. And then of course you got some that are even way more than that. So, it's up to you and your budget. But you said, who did you say? So back direct. AC direct. Direct dot of the com. You know what? I probably should have just shared screen. I don't know why I didn't do that. So let's do that. I'm gonna go back to the Amazonian. Let's share screen. And here is Amazon. Alrighty, and so here is the one I was talking about, the PE 800 embroidery machine that is 879. And look, 2,400 people say 4 out of 5 stars. Alrighty, so that's, you always definitely want to take into consideration how many people vote on it, not vote, but do a review on it and give stars. Like for instance, this one is 1159.98. One person gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. So just one person has mentioned anything on it. That doesn't mean it's a bad machine, because Brother is, a pretty renowned machine. Especially these 5x7 machines. They're very usually very good machines. But at any rate, and then here's the 1900, and it is $10.99. And it's 5x7. This is the one that's sewing and embroidery. And then this one is the 900. So this is the 800. And so they bumped up the game to the 900. And like it says right here, it cuts jump stitches now. And it's wireless. That's the other thing. I saw that the new 4x4 embroidery machine at Walmart, y'all, is wireless. I was like, bruh, y'all would do that after I done already bought one. But anyway, so this one is wireless, and that's pretty cool. So you don't have to worry about, having your thumb drive which is crazy. It comes with a thumb drive, but if I'm understanding this correctly, you can just drag and drop your files to the machine. I would probably need to double check that before I go into that, but it's wireless. So why else would it be wireless if you can't use it to put your stuff on there and download your designs? But at any rate, so here are 3 options on Amazon, but here is Sovac Direct. So Sovac Direct is apparently they are a official reseller for Baby Lock. And so that being the case, they should have embroidery machines. So let's go up here to machines. Let's go brother. No, that's sewing machine. Sorry, embroidery. Whoops. Come on, fam. Brother embroidery machines. And as you see, they have other brands as well. But here is the SE 1900, same price as it is on Amazon. They also have the Innovis NQ 1600E. I'm not sure how big this one goes. We'd have to click on it and see. And they also have other machines as well. What's this one? This one's $4.99. This is the Disney 4x4. Looks like this is the 4x4 brother, but it's the Star Wars brand, so it probably has some Star Wars designs on it. This one is the Marvel brand, so it has Marvel designs on it. This one is $579.99. So you got a couple of different options out there that you can choose from. Here's the 6 needle PR 680, $11,499. So yeah, you got a couple of options out there, my dear. A lot of it, as I mentioned, depends on your pocketbook and your budget and what you can swing for buying an embroidery machine. Right, so there's that. Hey, Barb. Hey, Tracy Murray. Hey, Crafty Puerto Rican. How are you? Miss Nene. Hey. Hey, Patrice. How are you? Hey, Jacqueline Martinez. Just Paper Crafting. Oh, you at work? It's all right. Tell us to let my people go. Jacqueline's own says, I have a Janome and I have not used it as of yet. We got to get that thing out and unpacked and use it, my dear. We are going to probably do an embroidery project tomorrow. Hey, Lena Doyle. Because I have a project I'm super excited about because DIME sent us some cool stuff to do. I was going to do a quick video on applique and post it tonight, and I still might. I don't know. A lot of it depends on how quickly we get through. Well, the chef coats are simple. It's only 2 of them, so it won't take long to do those at all. And then these hoodies, I got to see how many I got left. I kind of want to get those done. And then the shirts, I don't know what I'm going to do about the shirts. Those are trying to cut back on my plate. My plate is over full. All right. And trying not to be a glutton. But at any rate, so thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Fighting a migraine as always. So we just going to have some fun. Let me close this screen because I don't need it anymore. And I am going to switch you guys over. Yeah, I ain't got a whole bunch of junk over there. Switch you guys over to the cutting table so that you can see the chef coats. All right, so let me fix this so I can see the chat. And hopefully you guys are doing okay. Please forgive my soda drinking. I'm trying to get some caffeine in with this ibuprofen and whatnot to help with the migraine. And I'm going to move this over. And move this over. I don't know. Actually, I need to bling that. I forgot about that. So I got some bling I need to do too for my mommy. I'm going to have to get that done at some point. Okay. So, as far as chef coats go, we will grab them. Lord, y'all, it's been a minute, so I gotta remember what I did with the darn chef coats. But I tell you, it doesn't help to have to work when you are in pain. All right, so this is my mommy's stuff. Set it right there. And where is the freaking? Oh, I left y'all over here. I'm just talking. My bad. Left the microphone over here. I gotta find the dang what I did with the chef coats. Because I got stuff all. Oh, here they are. Sweet. All right. All right. Get rid of some of this work out of here, then I'll have more room. All right. So here are 2 chef coats. What size is this one? This one is an XL and this one is a medium. All right. And what I tend to do is I generally like to try to keep the bag intact. I don't cut them out. So I just try to carefully open the bag so that I can put the coats back in the bag when I'm done. And I try my best to fold it right back to the way it was. Just little things. So let's pull out this medium one. And this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love my Mighty Hoops. The Mighty Hoop saves so much trouble and stress and aggravation. All right. So I am going to use my 6th needle for this because it's already set up. I was going to switch, but I'm not now. I don't feel like switching. So the first thing I need to do is get me some stabilizer inside my hoop, which is right there. And grab me some stabilizers. So for these guys, I generally like to use black. Come on, fam. How you want to get on my nerves? Okay, so super hefty. That's not what I want. Child ordered some stabilizer from Madeira and they didn't have what I wanted, so they sent me extra to substitute of this hefty. And I think this is too heavy, but we're going to use it anyway because I don't feel like looking for the other stabilizer. All right, so I'm going to give me some stabilizer. But at any rate, I don't know if I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. What I generally like to do is on darker objects, because especially with this particular restaurant, I do their stuff. They use black shirts, black hoodies, black everything. So I'm going to stick with black stabilizer for them. All right. And easy peasy mac and cheesy with these hoops. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And what I generally do is open up my jacket and generally left chest. Okay. So as I've mentioned many times in the past, the center chest for like bling designs, center chest is usually right here at the armpit. But when you're talking about a left chest logo, it's usually higher. Okay, because center chest is right in front of the boob. Okay, but left chest is right on top of the breast. So a lot of times, if you look at how jackets, like for instance, this one too, I can show you. Whoops, I can show you on this one as well. So jackets, polo shirts, that kind of stuff, they have buttons, right? Your buttons can be your friends when lining up logos. So take a look at this medium jacket. Notice center chest is at the armpit for the most part. Okay, so you come right here. There's your center chest, right where the boob should land when they're wearing this jacket, but left chest is higher. So I generally go based off of the button. I either go to the top of the button or the center of the button based on where it is in relation to this armpit. And that's a pretty good judgment. I know a lot of times they say 7 to 9 inches down. Let's take a look and see what 7 to 9 inches down looks like. So here is a trusty, rusty, even though it's clear, so it can't be rusty ruler. It's broke and it's chipped though. So trusty chip ruler. And we're going 7 to 9 inches down. So let's put it right here at the corner of the neck line. Can you see that? Where the seam is. Where the seam of the neck meets the shoulder. If you lay that right there, 7 to 9 inches down, what do you see in that 7 to 9 inches down area? Do you see it? It usually doesn't change. It's right in the exact same area as the button. 7 to 9 inches down. So you can't go wrong using your button. Usually, you can't go wrong using your button as a measurement. And if you doubt it for any reason whatsoever, grab your item, whatever it is, take your ruler, look at 7 to 9 inches down and see where that lands. And if the button is in that area, then you know with every item after that, especially if it's the same size, you can go with that button and it should go well for you. So let's check this chef coat and make sure that we're in the same line of thought. So here is the seam for the neck right here. So we're going to go where that neck meets the shoulder, 7 to 9 inches down. What is right there? There's your button. Same thing. So the other thing is, especially with like these are like Miss Barb pointed out, these are some really nice chef coats, and they are. So you want your embroidery design, your left chest logo, to present really well. So if you balance it by putting it right here with the button, it balances and it looks great because it's just it draws the eye to this area and it helps offset itself. And they're like, wow, that's pretty snazzy because they lined it up directly with that button and it looks great. It presents great. So that's usually what I go by. That's just one of my personal tips I'd like to share with you guys when doing embroidery on button up type items. Check those buttons because the buttons can be your friend and help you out without having to do a whole bunch of measuring and going on. Okay. So now that we've determined that the button is where I'm going to put my embroidery design, I tend to center it with the button. And like I said, sometimes I even go higher, but for the most part, I try to center it with the button. Okay. And then I lay it out where it's nice and straight so that when I put my measuring apparatus down, it looks nice and straight. And I take chalk, Taylor's chalk, and then I use that to mark my line. So, bloop, just like that. All right. Now, the other thing with this type of jacket or whatever, a lot of times we'll say you can find the center chest by lining it up with the neckline, right? But this is that's a little close to the neck. This is a closer collar. It doesn't like fold all the way out, kind of like a polo or something like that. So I come over just a little bit more, and you want it to look aesthetically pleasing between the seam and the button. So I don't do exactly center, but I try to go, just a little bit closer to the button, but not quite center, just barely off center, because you do want to take some of this space away, because this space right in here, 2 fingers roughly spaced, the person is going to be wearing it and they're going to be swinging their arm forward and stuff like that. So it's going to fold forward and you don't want to cover your logo. So I just move it over just a little bit so that it takes up for that space. And then I put my center chalk line. All right. So that's that. And as you see, this chalk comes off really easily. Absolutely love this. This I got from Michael? No. What's the name of those people? Hobby Lobby. All right. So Now that I have my center marked and I have my straight line for me to go off of, I'm going to unbutton here and here, just a couple of buttons. I'm not going to unbutton the whole thing. Hey, Sylvia. Hey, the Logo Zone. Hey, PJ Coppage and Gorgeous Rose. How are y'all doing tonight? I'm just informally coming on, sharing some information, and gonna do some chef coats, a couple of chef coats. All right, so as you see, the only thing I did was take the back part to my 5x7 and just slid it in so that I can get a good feel for where it needs to be positioned. All right, so this is magnetic, so this button is in the way, but we'll fix that here in a moment. So I will feel for where the bottom of that hoop is, that tab. And by putting my finger on either side of that tab, it kind of gives me an eyeball of where the center of that tab is. And I try to line that center up with the center of where my logo is going to go. So that saves me some aggravation. So I slide it over a little bit and it's off center now, but because I'm trying to take into account that button. All right, so I'm just going to push it out of the way. And because I know my logo is, let's see, where are you? You're right here. Okay. This particular logo is not a super wide logo. This is a 5.5-inch square hoop. So it's nowhere near that big. So I know I have room to play with the hoop so that I can keep this button out of the way. And then I'm going to grab one of my pieces of stabilizer and I'm going to slide that in. See that hoop peeking right there? I'm going to slide it right over the top of that hoop. I love these pre-cut squares for these hoops in particular. And now I'm not using I could use my hoop stabilizer holder, and I'll show you that one with the next jacket. Okay. But with this one, I'm not even using it because this is a nice stiff fabric. It sits well. It doesn't move around a whole bunch. And put my stabilizer right there. And what I generally do is I'll hold the bottom part of this, hold the bottom part of that hoop. Just put some pressure, not a whole lot, not like I'm holding it down. I'm just holding it so that this doesn't, first of all, clamp down on a finger. It just kind of clamps a little bit on my hand, which hurts nowhere near as bad as it would if it was a finger. So that allows me to put this hoop on and see where it's going to land and if it's going to be straight. Because if it's not going to be straight, my hand is in the way, and it allows me to make some adjustments or whatever to see if it's going to wind up coming crooked or not. So that lets me adjust some. And then I can just move my hand out of the way, and that's crooked, definitely crooked. So I'm going to actually pull up a little bit on this. Now, generally, I would not at all suggest that you pull your fabric in a hoop. Rarely will you see me suggest that. But in this instance, this fabric is super thick. Well, not thick, it's dense and it's nice and stable. So there's no stretch to it. You don't ever want to stretch your fabric in a hoop, and this fabric doesn't stretch. So that's why I'm like, it's okay for me to pull. Because if you stretch your fabric, when you take it out of the hoop, when you unhoop it after you've embroidered on stretch fabric, that fabric will then relax, and that's what causes your puckering. All right, so this is ready. It's off center, right? The reason why it's off center, do you remember why I said it's off center? Is because I knew this magnetic hoop was going to clamp down on the button that's over here. So I just slid it over some so that this button wouldn't take away the correct pressure that I need all the way around my embroidery design so that my design doesn't shift in the hoop. So I take into account the button, and my embroidery design is not going to affect this. So matter of fact, let me get a camera brought in. Hey, Marilyn, you have to find a black and gold chef coat for a friend. This helps a lot. Okay, cool. Yep, the chef coats are fairly easy to do. And once you get your line up for one, it works great for the rest of them. That's one thing I do absolutely love about doing these chef coats. There we go. There. It's here, and let's do that. And hopefully we won't have an echo, because I forgot to buy the what is it called? I forgot to buy the adapter to make this thing so that it would not have an echo. And I'll show you putting this on the 6-needle embroidery machine. Let's turn that around. Let's face back. Boom. Okay, and let's do this so that it'll rotate. Will it rotate? Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Let me know if it echoes. Oh, you can see already. Okay, cool. Okay, let me turn this down. It's not going to turn all the way down because it's trifling right now. But let's take this over to the embroidery machine. Alrighty, and here is the 6-needle. Okay, slide that on. It's going to be difficult to do this with one hand, so. All right, so let me move this microphone over here. All right, so you see we have our marking to help us make sure everything is straight, right? So you're welcome, D. Smith. I'm going to go to my hard drive and hope to gosh that this thing is on here, because my other I don't want that. Sorry for the oh, that's really okay. Nope, that's that one. Okay. All right, so this is 2 designs, but that's the design that I want. Usually this is what I put on the chef jacket, but they've changed it. So I'm going to select that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take it all the way to the beginning. Actually, hold up. So as you see, it's off center. I don't know how well you can see that red dot is way over here, but our center line is over there. So the cool thing I will say about this 6-needle is the laser, and you can center it easily. So if I hit close and then I hit this button because I want it to scooch back that way, it will move the hoop over so that we can line it up. So that's what I'm doing. Is hitting that. See how it's getting closer and closer to the line? All right. So it's on the line. All right. And then when I go to this option right here, this is centered. This is to the far left. So if I hit that far left button, it'll show you how far over it goes to make sure I don't hit that hoop. So you remember I told you that this design, I knew I could get it off center and still be able to stitch it, and it wouldn't hit that the side. So that's a good thing. And the line also, the light also helps you see that you're lined up straight along that line. So it's just below the line right there. And on that side is just below the line. So I know my embroidery design is going to be straight. Okay. And then if I hit this one, it's just below the line over there. All right. So we got that squared away. Now this is the problem, because the embroidery design is showing centered for both of these, but this is the only one I'm going to stitch. I'm not going to stitch the second one. I'm going to start with that one. So the measurement is off. So I'm going to move right now. I have it at the topmost part. So I'm going to move this down so that it will move the embroidery down and make it stitch where I want it to stitch. So I'm going to move this down to probably right about in here so that the design will stitch centered the way I want it to. All right. All right. I think that's going to work out great. And so now I'm going to hit sew. And as you see, it's going to start with that top part, which is what I want anyway. And then I need to change the next color. So this is the first color that's going to stitch, and that's orange. And then the white is going to stitch with the white plates. So I'm going to have to change that color. So what I'm going to do is stop the embroidery after color stop number 1. And then number 2, I'm going to, once it gets to number 2, I'll change the color. And then I'll tell it to stop after that color. And then I'll be done. I won't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so I need to, this first one is going to be orange. So that's at, orange is right there at number 3. So let's put that on 3. And 3 is not threaded. I need to make sure it's threaded. And then after I thread it, well, I can't do that one here. But after I thread it, then we will stitch this out. All right, so